Hey everybody, it's Starla Share with Girls Start Over. Happy Mother's Day to all the girls out there in this world. So I just wanted to make this video today because I know that this can be a very hard day for some. And so I want to make this video really for those who have had abortions or miscarriages, specifically in a toxic relationship where you were in a toxic relationship, you conceived a child, but the child died. Or, you know what I'm saying, you were in a toxic relationship and this man basically made you get rid of the baby. So let's talk about it and the pain that happens, and it's Mother's Day and that shame you feeling every time this day is coming around to you. So girl, first of all, I want you to know that you are not alone. Girl, I literally want you to know you are not alone. You're not the only woman who has went through this, gone through this, who is feeling this. And girl, I also have had an abortion and I also have had a miscarriage from a toxic relationship. So I was 18 years old when I had my first abortion, and I just remember I didn't want to do it. Honestly, the guy at the time, I was really in love with him, and we ended up breaking up, right? And right when we broke up is when I found out that I was pregnant, and he turned so mean to me, girl. He was calling me like times 10, trying to force me to get rid of the baby. He was like literally threatening my life. Like, girl, he was completely different than the man I had fell in love with. And honestly, he was making it like I had no choice. I was saying no at first because I knew I wanted my baby. Like, I really knew I wanted my baby. I always wanted to be a mom, and although I was pretty young, or whatever some would consider young, I knew that I wanted my baby. And I ended up going through with it. I ended up listening to him. I ended up falling into whatever he was saying, and I ended up getting that abortion. And I remember I took the pills and stuff, and it wasn't horrible. It was just almost like a really bad period. I was 8 weeks pregnant at the time. And honestly, y'all, I literally felt so disgusted with myself. I remember I faced a great deal of shame after that. I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids again. I don't know if I'll get to have kids again. Like, I just really felt bad because I'm like, I felt like my life was supposed to be different, and then I just changed it. And it was really hard for me to like deal with it and accept it because I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. And so I beat myself up about it for a while. I ended up getting pregnant again. And no, I'm not glorifying sex outside of marriage. Let me just say that. Or just, having babies for no reason. Because I do think that you're supposed to be married. When I was younger, I really didn't know that, guys. So I'm just telling you before I knew Jesus and stuff like that, for real. But I literally got pregnant. I ended up having a daughter. And then shortly, like a few months later, I ended up getting pregnant again. But I ended up going to the hospital because something was wrong. I don't know. I don't even know if I knew I was pregnant, to be honest. I think something was just going on with my body. And I was like, what is going on? And like, I was in a toxic relationship. I was dealing, with certain things from the person I had kids with, or already had my daughter by. So I was dealing with that, and then I was getting pregnant, but I just thought my body was going through something. And I went to the hospital and I found out that I was pregnant. And I couldn't believe I was pregnant. And they were telling me basically the baby wasn't conceiving right or something. Something was wrong. Now, I wasn't super pregnant. I don't even think I was 2 months pregnant. I think I was newly pregnant, but they were just like, the bleeding and things that you're feeling, the baby is not making it. So I ended up having to get an abortion anyways because the baby wouldn't just come out on its own. So I was like a little confused about that because I was just like, I didn't really know I was pregnant. Don't know if I wanted to be pregnant again after just having a baby. And then I'm in this toxic relationship dealing with this mess right now. Like, it was just a lot of stuff going on. The guy was sleeping with different girls. Like, it was just very ghetto, if I could just be honest with you. It was not good. So I ended up, after this situation, I think a year later, I ended up having my second baby, which was my son. But I faced a great deal of shame for a really long time. And I really regretted what I did specifically the first time. I think for a while, even after I had my baby, because I'm just like, oh man, I should have had this child first, or I should have had did this, and I should have did that. And I really just kept thinking about it like from a very sad place. And like when Mother's Day rolled around and all that stuff, I was feeling some type of way because I'm like, dang, I should have kept my baby. But I want to tell you something, girl. Like, when I came to God and give my life to Jesus, and I really like repented, told God I'm sorry, and I just wanted his way from my life. I ain't gonna lie to you, I haven't lived a perfect life, but God forgave me of that, just like he forgave me of everything else. And I truly had to receive being forgiven. And then also too, like, after losing a baby you really didn't even know you had, it's almost like you don't know how to feel about it, because it's like, I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just something that was happening to me. And at that time of my life, it was very, very traumatic for me. So I was just like living through a lot of pain and stuff. I really was. But I want you to know that you are still a mother. And I want you to know that shame and stuff, you don't have to keep feeling that. One day you're going to have love again, and you're going to have a baby with a man who actually loves you, values you, and respects you, and he will be so happy when you tell him that you are pregnant with his child. He will cry tears of joy. He's not going to say to you, well, what you gonna do? That ain't gonna be what he's gonna say. Somebody's going to love you. You're gonna have another baby. You will hold another baby in your arms. You will. I want you to know, if you had a miscarriage, that it is not your fault that you lost the baby. You couldn't have done something different. You couldn't have, been better. You couldn't have made a different decision. I want you to know, literally, that it is not your fault. And I want you to stop saying that it's your fault. I want you to stop looking in the mirror and Mother's Day coming and you hiding and you just like, man, why didn't I hold the baby? Or why couldn't I do? And this person got to do that. I want you to really stop blaming yourself. I want you to forgive yourself for losing your child. I want you to forgive yourself for that. You're blaming yourself for something that was really out of your control. So I want you to forgive yourself. I want you to stop talking negatively about yourself like you're never going to have a child again. You are still a mother even today. You are. You are an amazing mother. I want you to know that God is not mad at you, and God does not hate you because you had a miscarriage. And even if you had an abortion, God forgives you the moment you ask for forgiveness. And God also doesn't remember it anymore. So I want you to know that you can forgive yourself for the abortion, for the miscarriage, no matter how many abortions you have had. You are still God's daughter. You can still be forgiven, and you are still worthy of love. So happy Mother's Day to every mother who has a child, who lost a child from a toxic relationship or through an abortion, and you are feeling so guilty. You're feeling so guilty and you hate this day. I want you to forgive yourself. And I want you to stop blaming you and know that you are forgiven by God. I don't know the situation that happened. I don't know, if there was abuse involved. I don't know everybody's circumstance or everybody's situation. I just know mine. But what I can tell you is no matter what, God can truly write you a new beginning. So to all the girls on here who had the abortion and who had the miscarriage, you're not alone. And watch the Lord Jesus write you a new beginning. And you will have a child one day. And you are literally going to have so much love for that baby. And the family around the baby is going to love the baby so much. Okay? So girls, start over. Happy Mother's Day. You are still a mother. Your baby is in heaven. I know some people don't talk about that, but your baby is in heaven. God knows that baby that you lost. I want you to hear me. Abortion or miscarriage, God knows the baby that you lost. You are not alone, sis. So girl, start over.